Hey, so I have been dealing with some serious plantar fasciitis out of the blue. All of a sudden, just hit 20 weeks and my left foot is not doing well. It hates me. I'm unfortunately stuck at home, as all of us are, with COVID going on, so I can't go to a doctor to get a diagnosis or get orthotics that I need, or anything to really help me. So I've done a ton of internet research, as we all do when something goes wrong. And I used to have plantar fasciitis before when I was in college. So this is very similar to all the symptoms, and it's come back. So I will say, if you have plantar fasciitis or you think you have it, go to a doctor, get checked out, take their advice. You might need some PT for it. You might need some exercises for it. You might need orthotics. Cool. If you can't do that, or if you're already suffering from symptoms of it and you're recovering from it a bit, I'm going to offer you today a class that is going to help you take care of that. It's going to help keep things mobile and stretching. From what I've learned with all of my research with plantar fasciitis, the best things that you can do for it is rest it and ice it, which is really tricky when you are stuck at home with a 2.5-year-old and pregnant and under quarantine for COVID. But I'm doing the best I can to rest it. It was horrible about 3 days ago. I couldn't even walk on it. So I really had to take about 48 full hours of doing nothing but propping my foot up. And then anytime I could, I was soaking it in an Epsom salts bath for about 20 minutes, taking a rest, really light, gentle massages, especially through the calf and into the foot, and then a nice solid ice bath. You can also ice your foot. I just took a 20-minute nap and iced it, so that works too. But at the end of the day, I like to stick it in a bucket of water and ice. So basically the biggest kitchen bowl I have, I stick my foot in for 20 minutes. It's brutal, but it has done wonders. Here I am about 4 days in and I'm feeling a lot better. I can almost fully walk on my foot. I'm now only wearing tennis shoes or trainers inside. No more bare feet for now until things start to feel better. But now that I have mobility and the pain is down incredibly, this is a great time to start stretching and opening the foot back up, opening the calf back up, and being gentle with it. So this class won't be intense by any means. It's going to work on some ankle strength, getting mobility back in the foot, and then working on some deep calf stretching. Again, with plantar fasciitis, you never want to go up, 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 and keep going. You want to keep things in the very low-key manner. We're trying to get the toxins out and away from the fascia, so we don't overstress it again. So you're going to start in a comfortable seat, whatever feels good to you. Oh yeah, and blocks handy if you have them, and you might definitely want to grab a chair. That's why there's a chair sitting next to me. If you don't have access to a chair, the wall is going to help you, but we are going to be doing some ankle strengthening and balancing. So especially while pregnant, you might find the wall or the chair really helpful. I grab the chair just because it's easier for me to stay in one place for you guys. I'll just move it out of the way when I'm done with it. So if you want to grab one and have that handy, go for it. Comfortable seat. I am going to start with my feet touching, knees wide. You find your comfortable seat. If that means legs crossed or you're kneeling, go for that. Sit up nice and tall. Give the shoulders a few juicy rolls. The neck if it needs. Get rid of any tension that's there that crept in. And then just sit yourself up. Float the head. Drop the butt bones. Take a breath in. Big sigh out. Breath in. Big breath out. Seal your lips. Breath in. Through your nose, breath out. Good. See if you can sit up just a little bit taller, broader through the chest. Last breath in. Last breath out. Good. So everything's starting to slow down. Go ahead and blink your eyes open. And then go ahead and draw your feet to touch and knees open if they aren't already. Sit in a really wide butterfly, Baddha Konasana shape. So you have that diamond shape with your legs. Knees are soft. Feet don't even have to push together, especially if that irritates the bottoms of the feet with the plantar fasciitis. Don't worry about it. You're just gently going to round forward. So chin towards your chest, head will drop. Hands can either rest on your shins if that feels good or make their way to the ground. Just a gentle opening for the outsides of the hips. Just breathe. Good. Slowly make your way towards the left. Keep dropping through the right butt bone. Let the right side of the spine open. Good. Breathe in. And out. Good. Make your way to the right. If there's a chair there, like for me, work around it. Drop your head. Giving baby lots of space, heavy through the butt bones, especially that left side. Good. One more breath in. Breath out. Good. Back to the middle. Roll yourself up. A little bit of movement for the spine as you inhale. Gaze up. Lift your chin. Open your throat. Drop those ribs down as you breathe out, chin to your chest, round dome, just the upper back. So baby's still happy and hanging out. We're just moving the upper spine. Breathe in to look up. Breathe out and down. Breathe in and up. Out and down. In and up. Out and down. Good. Last one. In and up. Out and down. Good. Roll yourself up to a seat. You're going to plant that left leg where it is and then pick up your right leg. I'm going to kind of draw it in because my hip has that availability. Yours might not, so it's outwards a little bit, and start to roll the ankle around. So you're supporting at the shin and on the bones. Ankle is going to roll in one direction. It's going to roll back in the other. Wiggle out the toes, and then a little just pointing and flexing of the foot, just getting some mobility going in the ankle. You're sitting up nice and tall here, active and wide through the spine. Good. And then start to hug your leg in. Does it go very far? Not necessarily, especially with baby. And start to shift it around side to side, maybe a little more flex in the foot if you want it more active. Keep the spine as long as it can. I know it wants to hunch and round, but give that baby some more space. Good. And then let that go. Release it. Drop it down. We'll switch it out. So a little pressure in the outside of the right foot. You're going to scoop up the left foot, hug it in. And again, roll the ankle gentle, because with this, for me, this is the foot that's bothering me. So the circles can be smaller, doesn't matter. Good, and there's some pointing and flexing. Wiggle out the toes. Good, and then really start to hug that leg in, getting a little deeper into the hip, little side to side rock, sit up taller. I know I hunched back. So give your heart a little more energy, press through it, nice and tall through the head. Good. Send that forward and down. Legs go straight. Oh, let the chest go. Move the legs around, move the body around, little shakes. Good. And we are going to start standing. So for me, when I stand up, you're going to lose me. I'll pretty much be belly button down because I want you to focus on the feet. What's going on up here doesn't matter, but I'll tell you what's going on anyway. So you're going to stand yourself up, nice and wide, at least hip width distance with our feet. If you need wider, you go wider. I am going to use my chair, but using my chair, I'm going to be, I don't know, 6-7 inches behind it. So I'm not so far back that I have to tilt forward in order to hold it. My hips are still right underneath my shoulders, but I can comfortably hold on. This is a really light chair. It's not the most stable, but I am just going to give it a little bit of pressure. Good. Widen your toes. And again, if standing evenly on your feet is already bothering you because of the plantar fasciitis, you might want to step in just a little bit more so you can give the chair some more weight. And if you do need to give the chair more weight, you're going to just tilt forward slightly from the hips. So the hips are still over the knees are still over the ankles, but there's a tilt forward and still an engagement of the belly, right? We're not swaying forward, but ideally we're standing upright. Widen your toes, pull your hip bones up, and go ahead and drop the back of the pelvis down. Right? Head is floating up to the sky. As you inhale, you're going to continue to shift the entire body forward towards the toes. Press into the base of the feet. Spread out the toes as you lift up. And then just slowly lower down as slow as you can. Think of your heels lifting up as you drop down. Inhale, lift. Now pull your belly up more and more and more and more and more as you lower down. Again, lift up. Lower down. Notice that the toes want to grab the floor. We want the opposite of that. Spread them out as wide as they can. Toes are wide and relaxed as you lift up. Belly is coming up. Drop that tailbone. And as you lower down, press through the tailbone, lift through the hip bones. 2 more. Breathe in. Breathe out. Good. Breathe in. Breathe out. Good. Calves are already on fire for me. We're going to start to walk through the feet. So we're just going to lift one heel and then the other one. So just a gentle exchange. Notice if your knees are tracking in or tracking out. You really just want them moving straight forward. It's like a really delicate kind of prancy walk. If you want to fully lift the foot up and really transfer the weight, you're welcome to do that if that feels better to you. Or you can keep the feet connected to the ground. Just notice what's happening in the pelvis, right? Did you lose all of that? Keep that engaged so you're really light on the feet. There's never a ton of pressure on the feet at any time. Good. Couple more rounds of breath here, just opening the feet. Again, wide, wide, wide through the toes. Good. Settle that down. Step back to that hip width distance or a little wider if you lost it. Spread out your toes, shift the weight forward, hip bones up, pelvis down. Draw the weight towards the pad of your feet. Spread out your toes as you go. This time you're going to bend your knees, track them straight forward, and then sit your butt bones straight down. How low you go is up to you, but you never want the thighs more or lower rather than parallel to the ground. And then you're going to push down to lift up, belly up, sit down, draw through the butt bones, lift through the hip bones. Inhale lifts you up. Exhale, you're going to take a seat. Straight down, right? We're not tilting. We're keeping everything contained. Inhale back up. Exhale down. If it's feeling good, maybe hands move to heart center. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Belly up, belly up, belly up. Inhale, lift. Exhale down. Good. If you want an extra challenge, pop that block in between your inner thighs. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Keeping wide through the toes. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Good. Just 3 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down. Last one. Inhale, belly up, butt bones down. Breath out, sit straight down, straight through the tailbone. Inhale up. Exhale down. Good. Again, shift weight. Use the chair if you want to lean on it. Roll out your feet. I know mine feel exhausted just from that little bit of work. And again, you are welcome to increase the length of any of that and do all of that over again. But again, I'm on day, about 4. So I'm taking it kind of easy. We're just opening up the feet, see how they feel. So we're done with our chair. You can go ahead and scoot it out of the way. Good. Take yourself back down to the ground. We're going to start with our ever favorite, everyone loves it, toe squat. So you're going to spread your toes out really wide, shift your weight forward. Blocks are there if you need them, or just hands on the ground. Toes are nice and wide. Knees are as wide as they need to be, probably hip width distance to make space for baby. As you sit back, you're going to drop the pad of your foot onto the floor. Notice if you rock in or rock out. I'll show you this way. It might make more sense, right? We tend to rock in towards our big toes, or most of us rock out towards our pinky toes. That's pretty uncomfortable. You want to be straight through your foot so you can feel the middle toe dropping into the ground. I have tiny pinky toes. They're almost on the ground. But ideally they want to be on that ground if you have that space. So just sit back, sit back, sit back. Good. And then check in. Now already, this might be enough. You can just stay here. Lower down to your blocks, drop your head and breathe, or maybe arms are on the ground. If it feels good and you want more, you can sit yourself all the way up. If you're sitting all the way up, I would suggest taking those blocks with you. Because you might want to lessen the intensity. Good. So this one we're here for a little while. Everything gets tense right away. I know. Tense one. Relax your shoulders, relax your jaw, maybe close your eyes, and just really start to focus on your breathing. Feel the bottoms of your feet stretching nice and wide. This is so good for your feet. Breathe in. Breathe out. Where can you let go a little more? Breathe in. Breathe out. Good. Just 2 more rounds. You're right there. Breath in. Breath out. Breath in. Breath out. Good. You're going to draw yourself forward. Weight into the hands first so it's out of the feet. You're going to let the feet go. A little pat. I like to stretch them behind me. Find some movement there. That'll feel really nice. Ooh, that is definitely the tighter calf. Perfect. So we're going to even that out and stretch out the tops of our feet. So we're just going to draw our knees, our ankle bones towards each other and sit down. So that should give you plenty of space for baby. If you need more, you can walk the knees and the ankles a little wider. Perfect. So if sitting down like this is already bothering your ankles, bothering your knees, your shins, block is great. Put it in between your ankle bones. Take a seat. If you need 2 blocks, make that seat higher. Another trick, if the knees are really bothering you, roll up a towel, wedge it in between the soft creases of your knees. So when you sit down, it's kind of wedged in there, gives your knees more space. But we are looking for a stretch in the top of the ankle, through the shin, maybe through the knees, and maybe into the quads, right? So for me, I'm not going to use a block. I want to get a little bit deeper today, but just make sure your feet are tracking straight back in space. Sometimes we have the ankle mobility to point those toes out. No way. That doesn't feel good. We don't want that. That's not what we're trying to encourage. So just take a nice seat, hands on thighs or palms up. If you want, blocks are beside you. You can give them a little bit of weight. And if you need to shift forward, you can do that as well. So just breathe. For most of us, this one is quite a bit easier than the other one. So just breathe. Good. Breathe in. And out. 2 more rounds. That's it. Lengthen behind the neck. Pull that belly up. Breath in. And out. Good. Last round. Breath in. And out. Good. Gently shift forward. Once again, release the legs any way that feels good to you. I like to rock them. You definitely might want some ankle rolls after that one. Do what feels good. Perfect. And we're going to take this and flip this into a down dog. So come to your all fours. You already know where to go. Belly in, gaze forward. Draw the elbows in, pull the hip bones forward, flip the toes down, and then exhale into a downward facing dog. Oh, so now I can really feel my calves. I'm certainly going to step a little wider for baby. Move this down dog around. So shift side to side, back and forth. Notice which foot is bothering you more. Good, good, good. And don't be shy about bending your knees here, and then just settle into your down dog. Draw the elbows towards each other, heads hanging. Keep pulling your hip bones up and widening your chest. Breathe in. Breathe out. Good. So shift the weight over towards your right leg. You can already probably feel a much deeper stretch through the calf. And then shift your weight over towards your left leg. Shift the weight to the right. Shift the weight to the left. If that feels like enough, just stay with that. If you want more, as you shift to the right, you're going to lift your left foot up and just float it behind your right foot. So now all the weight's on the right. If that's too much, left foot comes down. Just keep the weight towards the right foot and just breathe for 3. For 2, even weight through your hands. 1, left foot comes down. Shift the weight to the left. Either stay there or release the right foot, stack it behind the left. Just breathe for 3. More pressure through the hands for 2. And 1. One more time each side. Shift right. Left foot releases. Breathe for 3. Just 2. And 1. Shift it over. Press it down. Move it over. Breathe for 3. For 2. For 1. Good. Back to your down dog. Move it around. Make it nice and mobile. Perfect. Bend your knees. Gaze forward. Waddle on up. Make space for baby, and then just hang. Really wide forward fold. Shift around. Again, notice how the feet feel. Not here for long. Good. We're going to find our ever favorite frog squat. So you stay where you are. I'll turn towards you. You're going to bend your knees more. Draw your toes out, heels in, and take yourself down to a nice wide seat. Sit down. If you need that block underneath your butt bones, by all means take it. Lowest or second height is going to feel really good. And again, you're not sitting on it. You're using it to press yourself wider. Spread out your toes. Elbows in to the knees. Widen through your chest. And keep the hip bones and baby active. So we're not sinking everything down. We're pulling everything up. Good. Just breathe. Keep thinking of spreading the feet out. I know it's fully exhausting, especially if you're dealing with that plantar fasciitis. It certainly is for me. But think more space in the bottoms of the feet. More space. Good. More space. Perfect. Just gently shift forward till your hands are on the ground. Spider tip, or if you want to use a block, that might feel good too. Maybe at second height, you're just going to give the ground some of its weight. And then you're going to shift and then lift your heels up and press your heels down. Lift your heels up and press your heels down. Keep that belly active. Up and down. So if that felt good, maybe hands heart center. Just go on your own. Up, whoo, and down. Just 2 more. Up and down. Good. Last one. Up and down. Perfect. That is enough of that. Hands down. Release the legs. They probably need a nice big shake after that. Perfect. You're going to just step yourself into a low lunge. So again, you stay where you are. I'll turn around for you. Right foot stays, left leg moves back in space. And if you need that wide low lunge, that right hand comes inside of your right leg, go for it. I certainly do these days. And shift forward and back. So we're feeling all of this sensation in the bottoms of our feet, but it's actually coming through the rest of our body. It's radiating from our hips down, so we need to keep those nice and open as well. Good. Step into your right foot, press through your left heel, long in the chest. Take a big breath in. As you breathe out, melt your left knee down about 2 inches. Now stay there, stay low in the hips. Inhale, just push back through your left heel. Exhale, lower. Keep pulling your hip bones forward. Inhale, lengthen, but stay low. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lengthen, stay low. Good. Belly up, belly up, belly up. Lower it down. Lengthen it out. Good. Last one. Lower it down. Lengthen it out. Perfect. We're going to straighten both legs into a pyramid pose. Wiggle that right foot in as much as you can. And you are going to step your left foot forward and drag it flat onto the ground. Let yourself just hang over. So now we're getting into the back of the right leg. Keep pulling your right hip back in space. Good. And now lift your heart up nice and long and wide. Blocks will have to move forward if you're using it, or you're using fingers on the ground. Perfect. Pull the right hip back. Think hip bones forward, heart forward. I'll move this block out of the way so you can see. You're going to start to flex through your right foot. Deep, deep, deep calf stretch here. So keep thinking right hip back, heart forward. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Good. Pull the heart forward. Last round. Breath in. Exhale, fold forward. Good. Let that go. Bend both knees. Step the left foot up. Give it a little wiggle, a little shake. We're going to even it out. So left foot's going to step back in space. I lied. Right foot will step back in space. Left foot already did. And then shake, rock it, and roll it. Whatever you need to do. And again, I'm using a really wide low lunge. My left hand's inside because baby needs that much space. But if not for you, left hand will go outside. So whatever feels more secure and better in your hips, that's where you want to be. Good. Let's activate this low lunge. Step into the left foot, heart forward, long in the spine. Breathe in. As you breathe out, right knee is just going to soften towards the ground. Now notice my hips dropped. They're going to stay there. Inhale, just push back through the right heel. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lengthen. Whoo, it's a lot of work. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lengthen. Beautiful. Lengthen both legs now. So straighten out that left leg. Right foot steps as far forward as it needs. Chest drops. Now we're into the back of the left leg. And this for me is the tight side. This is where all the activity is going on. So if you need wiggles and movement, find it. Look back at that right leg and make it stronger. Soft bend in the left knee is always welcome. Good. Inhale, lift your heart. Blocks walk forward because shoulders move forward. You're thinking left hip back, heart forward. Left hip back, heart forward. Good. And we're going to go ahead and flex through the left foot. We're not pushing into the pad of the foot. We're actually drawing the pad of the foot back. Right. There we are. Heart goes forward. Breathe in. Left hip back, heart more forward. Whew. Breathe in. Breathe out. Last round. Breath in. Breath out. Good. Fold forward. Let all of that go. Soft knees. Step forward. Shake everything out. Hands down onto the ground. Just waddle back to your downward facing dog. One more chance to wiggle everything out. Breath in. Breath out. Good. Melt your knees down to the ground. Really wide child's pose. Toes towards each other. A lot of space for belly. Again, arms can be long if that feels good to you. I like to cross my forearms at this stage. Gives myself a little more support. You go where you need to go. Make the adjustments and slow everything down. Feel the low spine release. Good. One more breath in. One more breath out. Perfect. Draw yourself up. Come to a nice tall seat. We're going to release the backs of the legs. And again, get a little deeper into the calves. We're almost there, I promise. Legs are at least hip width distance. You're going to flex your toes. Soft bend in the knees is great. Lift up nice and tall. Hinge forward so the spine stays flat. We're not rounding, we're hinging. So for me, definitely have to bend the knees and widen them. Scoop up the big toes, lift your heart forward. Exhale, bend your elbows and pull. And I want you to press through your calf muscles like crazy. Lift up. Pull. Press through those heels. Lift up. Pull. Good. Now lengthen the legs, which means the spine might have to bend, but you're still trying to keep it straight. And now just focus on pulling the pads of the feet back to you, right? So instead of pushing through the pads of the feet, ooh, that hurts, you're going to press the pad of the foot back in space. So if you can grab them, great. If not, outsides of the feet where you're just reaching for them, but the feet are doing all the activation. The toes, the hands are just there for kind of show. The legs are just coming back in space. Deep, deep stretch behind the calves. 2 more. Breath in. Breath out. This time, keep the legs active. Just fold yourself forward. Good. Last one. Breath in. Breath out. Good. Now relax the legs. Shake them out. Roll yourself up. Move the ankles and toes around. Good. I'll leave you guys where you are. I'll turn around so you can see me. You're going to draw the feet in. Soles of the feet touch. You're going to take the left leg in towards you. So heel is working towards the belly button. Right leg is going to stack in front of it. Blocks around you if you need. Little hip stretch, and then we're done. You're going to hinge forward. Staying flat feels good for the hip. Keep it. Otherwise, you're just going to round forward and down. So you're getting just gently into the outside of the right hip. Maybe hands are on the ground. You can flex your feet if you need more sensation. Again, letting the hips open because the hips are attached to the leg is attached to the foot. So we need everything nice and soft in order for that foot and calf to release for us. Good. Roll yourself back up. Soft shake of the legs. Let it go. Right leg tucks in this time. Left leg stacks on the outside. Right heel comes in as much as it needs. Active through the foot if you want it more active in the hips. And again, this can stay flat and long if that feels better and more active in your hip. I like to fold it forward. So melt yourself down where you need to go. Whew, and it's obvious this hip is the tighter one because this is the foot that's out. So do what you need to do. Just breathe. Good. Last round here. Breath in. Breath out. Perfect. Gently, slowly roll yourself all the way up to a seat. We're back to the very beginning where we started. Soles of the feet touch. Or if you prefer to cross your legs, go for it. Hands can rest on your thighs. Sit up tall. Breathe in. Slide your shoulders down your back. Breathe out. Hands come up to heart center. Breathe in. Widen your chest. Breathe out. Good. Seal your lips. Last one. Breath in. Chin to your chest. Breathe out. Take a moment and really thank yourself for having the courage to slow down, to take care of your body, especially while it's injured and needs a little extra love. That's it. I hope you feel better. Your foot, your ankle. I know I do. It feels a lot warmer. Still going to wear tennis shoes for the rest of the day and probably for the rest of the week to work it out. As soon as you can get to the doctor, or hopefully you are not in quarantine anymore and you can get to the doctor, go get it checked out. It's something that's absolutely super common during pregnancy. It pops up. It's annoying. Sometimes it stays around after pregnancy. Sometimes it starts postpartum. Again, it's frustrating. It's annoying. It gets in the way of life. So as much as you can do to take care of it and make yourself feel better, that's what you want to do. But go see a doc if you can. I know I certainly would. All right. I'll see you later. Bye.